guys, welcome back to my channel. It's the Nappy Goddess, and today I will be reviewing Netflix's Never Have I Ever. But first, guys, I would like to introduce you guys to my business, Saturday Night Tees, where we create graphic t-shirts as well as the custom printing. So if this right here, this top, it's from Saturday Night Tees. Yeah customized by your girl. So if you're interested in tops like these or any other graphic tee, both female and male, you can head on over. If you're interested in custom printing t-shirts, like team t-shirts or school t-shirts or whatever, head on over to Saturday Night Tees, as well as please follow Saturday Night Tees on Instagram at, of course, Saturday Night Tees. Let's get into the review. So we're first introduced to Devi Vishwakumar, who's an Indian American teen who lives in a traditional Indian home. Now the series basically starts off with Devi literally watching her father die while she was performing at a school concert. As a result of this, Devi became paralyzed, which was short-lived.
3 months after Davi's paralysis set in, Paxton's chiseled face actually worked a miracle.
Come on, dude, give me a turn.
Devi started walking again. So on the first day of school, sophomore year, this 15-year-old girl prayed to her gods to bless her with a boyfriend and some zik. Yeah, that's all she wanted.
Like a guy from a sports team. He can be dumb. I don't care. I just want him to be a stone-cold hottie who could rock me all night long.
And of course, Devi passed this idea on to her two best friends, Fabiola and Eleanor. I don't think it's a coincidence that Fabiola and Eleanor are also minorities like Devi and that they're best friend. I don't know if they mentioned it in the series, but I don't think it's no coincidence. I think that was done purposefully, which is cool. I'm here for the inclusivity. I'm here for that. Devi did not just want to be in high school and be a virgin. No. She didn't want to graduate top of her class. She didn't want to be remembered for that. She wanted to have a cool streak, an edge before she left high school. So not only did she want to get laid, but she wanted to give her virginity to, yes, the hottest guy in school, Paxton Hall Yoshida.
Just then, the high school gods chose to smile down on Davy.
So Paxton, he's supposed to be this super hot guy in school, and on top of that, he is the swimming champ of the school. Now, like most of these students who rely heavily on sports, upstairs it's empty. By the way, like throughout the series, I kept it heavily distracted me how Paxton Hall Yoshida looked old. Like he looked way older than a teenager. Like it was throwing me off to the point where I had to do some Google research. And when I did that, come to find out he's actually 30. Makes perfect sense. However, I wish they would actually use real teenagers to play teenage roles instead of these grown men. And then I believe they played it off by saying he got held back like 3 times.
Thanks to Paxton's extreme apathy towards school, he was forced to retake this class, which he failed as a sophomore.
Throughout season 1, we see Devi basically throwing herself at Paxton while he friend zone her or sometimes stranger zone her, because there are moments where him just walk past her as if she doesn't exist, to the point where his sister actually convinced him to see another side of Devi, saying, oh, Devi's actually cool, she's different from the girls you bring around, get to know her. Meanwhile, on the home front, Devi's mom, she's still grieving and she's having a rough time growing up, Devi, because these teenagers, they will try you. So she's grieving and she's having a hard time growing Devi. So she's contemplating moving back to India, where she have more family and she will have a lot more support. Now, let's talk about Ben. Now, Ben is a person who I would consider Devi's arch nemesis. They're both top of their class. Like, they're always neck and neck, always competing. If Ben comes first this semester, then Devi is second, and vice versa, right? As well as they take pleasure in insulting each other. By the end of season 1, we see that Ben and Devi actually got softer towards each other, and it emerged into a friendship. Eventually, Devi's mom decided to stick to her guns, and yeah, indeed, she is moving back to India, much to Devi's dismay. And guess what? Both Paxton and Ben eventually fell for Devi. Let's fast forward to season 2, where Devi is in a dilemma. Devi is having hot girl problems because Devi, when is Devi never in a dilemma though? She's always in some shit. Like, drama follow this girl. Both Paxton and Ben, they like her, and she doesn't know what to do. So of course she's at home with Eleanor and Fabiola, and they're saying what to do. Devi had a light bulb moment. Now, for a smart girl, Devi makes some not so smart decision. Let me just say that, like, she doesn't make rational decision. Anyway, she had a light bulb moment. She's like, you know what? Why not date both Ben and Paxton? It's not as if I will be here. So let me just date both boys and then head off to India. When shit hits the fan, I will already be in the air on my way to India. So it's whatever. I find it disturbing that Netflix thinks that having 2 men is the answer to most women problem. Like, it's a recurring theme for these Netflix series of 2 men, and your life will be perfect. Netflix, we have to fix that.
So guys, I completely lost this footage. So Fabiola and Eleanor decided to throw Devi a going away party, and these brilliant girls decided to invite both Paxton and both Ben, and they had the nerve to believe that they were slick enough to get away with it. Anyway, the night ended in a disaster. Both Ben and Paxton find out that Devi is dating both of them. As a result, while Paxton was rushing out of the house, in the midst of his grand exit, he got slapped by a car. You cannot tell me that they did not get this scene from Mean Girls. Like, this is so Mean Girls.
Now, this results in Paxton injuring his arm, which simply means no swimming career, which means no scholarship. And like I've stated before, Paxton isn't the smartest cookie on the tray, so that simply means no college. I do love how the writers developed Paxton's character. It took him breaking his arm to realize that he cannot solely rely on his looks or sports to get by. Throughout the series, it showed that he also wanted an education. He also wanted to go to college, and like, he didn't just want to be some dumb athlete. Like, he wanted more than that. I appreciate that, because teenagers or whoever, like I said, students who rely heavily on sports, there's more to life than sports. And what you need to know is when you get injured, it's a wrap. Like, your career is done just like that. So you need something else to fall back on, which is good. And since you're in school, why not let it be education? So the principal actually advised him to improve on his grade, and by doing that he would need tutor, and of course that tutor is Devi. Now, Paxton was hesitant because, you know, they beefing and whatever, so he was very hesitant. Eventually he's like, all right, Vishwa Kumar, you can tutor me. Meanwhile, Devi was walking around on this fake apology tour. Like, she fake apologized to Ben, fake apologized to Paxton. But Ben wasn't buying it. He was still aggressive towards her, and I think she was trying to get back Ben, but he was like, no. However, little did Devi know someone was coming to steal her thunder.
We have a new transfer student. Anissa, please, Introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up? I'm Anissa.
Now, immediately Devi felt threatened because Anissa was Indian, and right off the bat she was much cooler than Devi. Like, her classmates warmed up to her immediately.
Anissa's like Davy 2.0. No offense, Davy 1.0.
Let's discuss Devi's character traits for a minute. Now, I believe Mindy Kaling, Lang Fisher, and Justin Noble did a very good job writing Devi's character. She's your typical teenager, and that's why she annoys me so much. She's impulsive, she's entitled, she strongly believes she's a smartass, but in the same breath, she's very vulnerable. And we, as an audience, we need to understand that Devi is still grieving, and grief manifests many other things, especially for not so level teenagers who don't quite have a grip on their emotions. And we see that a lot with Devi, a lot of selfish acts. In season 2, her mom was trying to date again, and we see how Devi just completely sabotaged that date. By the way, shout out to Common. Girl, mind your business. See, that's the issue with Devi as well. Like, every other people business, it becomes her business. Like, you have enough on your plate at school. Why are you taking on your mother's life? Now back to Devi and Anissa. Now, they started out pretty good. Like, the friendship was developing and it was going good until Devi realized that Anissa was feeling Ben. And then Devi got jealous and got angry and decided, you know what, let me just, well, it was on impulse, start a rumor on Anissa. The rumor did turn out to be true, but still, nonetheless, Devi. Those scenes, we see how selfish Devi is. Everything that she does is for her. Even when she apologized to New Girl for starting that rumor, it wasn't even sincere. It was so that she can look good in front of Ben and all of that. Anyway, things got messy. Devi got suspended, and the New Girl got so embarrassed to the point that she was like, you know what, I am tired of this. I'm leaving this place, and I'm leaving the school, and I'm skipping town. Bye-bye. After some strong convincing, which include Devi involving her mom, New Girl decided, you know what, I'm going to stay, which granted Ben the opportunity to date her, much to Devi's dismay. So eventually Devi got over it. Paxton started to come around and started showing interest in Devi again, and of course homegirl liked it. I mean, I think it had a lot to do with the fact that Devi was tutoring him and he was getting some much decent grade than before. So they started hooking up. However, Paxton had one condition, and that was for them to, him and Devi that is, to hook up quietly, to remain a secret on the low. When Devi queried why should she be kept a secret, Paxton basically explained to her that she had already embarrassed him when she straight up played him. However, Devi wasn't having that. Devi was like, nah, I'm no one's secret. I love a good Bildungsroman novel, series, or movie. For those who don't know, Bildungsroman is a literacy theme which highlights character growth. And this is what is happening right here. Devi is growing. She doesn't want to be Paxton's secret. In season 1, she would jump at that opportunity. But now she's like, no, I am much better than that.
I'm not gonna settle for some weird secret thing behind closed doors.
And bravo, girl, bravo. By the end of season 2, Devi and Eleanor, they went to the school dance by themselves.
So Paxton got a call from his principal commending him on how well he did on his exams and whatever, and he now definitely had an opportunity to go to college. And she even stated that him and Devi made a very good team, and that had him thinking,
Are you here as my friend or as my...
Damn, Davey. You're gonna make me say it. As your boyfriend.
So Ben saw Devi and Paxton dancing together at the school dance, and got jealous. He got very jealous, and he's like, I can't believe she chose that guy over me. And Eleanor's like, no.
What? No, it hasn't. After you took her to Malibu, she wanted to choose you. But Fab and I talked her out of it. Sorry about that. And everything she did to Anissa was because she was jealous.
So guys, I imagine season 3 we will be exploring Davy's relationship with Paxton. Meanwhile, Ben will be seething in jealousy, and that will, you know, in return affect Ben and Anissa's relationship, and just might affect Anissa and Davy's friendship, which might affect Davy and Paxton's relationship. So yeah, stay tuned for that. It's your typical Netflix teen flick, just like all the other ones we've seen, Kissing Booth, To All the Other Boys. Typical, but you know, it's something to watch, and it's really not that bad. There's a lot to learn in this series actually. Now, I do love the fact that this series is inclusive and rich in culture, and they touched on a lot of topics which is happening in the world. For one, it's not your typical high school, a bunch of whiteys and then them sprinkling little black people to show minority. No, Davy and Anissa is used to highlight Indian culture. I like the fact that they also showcase women working in a male-dominated workplace, especially in science, because that you don't really see much of that. So I love that topic. That was showcased by Kamala, Davy's cousin. Paxton's Japanese American culture. I love that Fabiola is a black beautiful girl who enjoys robotics. She's not into music, she's not dancing, she's not into sports, she's into science. I love that. Eleanor, she's Chinese, but she's not your typical smart Chinese girl. She's into theater. And Anissa, she's not a bookworm. In fact, in one of the episodes, she kind of dropped the ball when she worked with Ben on a project. Like, she didn't come through how Ben was expecting her to come through. So yeah, she's not your typical bookworm. I respect that there wasn't any stereotyping in this series. Everyone is their own individual, and that is what I think, that's why I gravitated to it. Maybe that's why others gravitate to it as well, where everybody is their own person in that series. So I am looking forward to season 4. It's cute, enjoyed it, and it's actually funny as well. So guys, this is the end of this review. Please like, comment, and please head on over to Saturday Night Tees to check out more t-shirt like this one. Yeah.